We have the updates on the now non-credible threat that spread across Kent campus this afternoon.
Kent State University has earned a prestigious classification. Learn more about that coming up next.
And a good breakfast for a good cause, the community fundraiser and its goals.
The global COVID deaths has reached an ultimate high so far in 2022 since the pandemic started. Learn by how much as TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good evening, Kent State and all of Portage County. We start tonight with breaking news of a rumor of a man bringing a gun to campus that has since been resolved. I'm Elias Shingleton.
And I'm Raygene English. The rumor spread through social media beginning around 2 p.m. today. The image shows what appears to be a handgun and a holster laying on a man's lap, captioned Kent State at 3 with a basketball emoji. The image was posted on Snapchat and then spread through Yik Yak and GroupMe. This prompted some professors to cancel class.
A KSU advisory was issued at 2:47 p.m. saying police were aware of the post and that they had increased police presence on campus. Multiple witnesses reported seeing KSU and Kent City Police at the rec center. At 4 p.m. another alert was sent out saying that police had identified the source of the post and there was no longer a threat to campus.
TV2 will continue to update you on this situation as we learn more.
In the meantime, be sure to visit our newly redesigned website for the most up-to-date information at kentwire.com.
Our reporter Alexa Blaklet has the latest on the R1 classification. Hello, Alexa. What can you share with us?
Hi, guys. Kent State recently reached R1 research status. Today, I attended a town hall meeting hosted by the interim vice president for research and sponsored programs to learn more. Kent State has become one of just 5 universities in Ohio to reach prestigious R1 status, the highest recognition for research institutions by the Carnegie Classification of Institutions of Higher Education.
The R1 designation is a university-level accomplishment. There's not a single person on this campus that's not in some way responsible for this designation. And it's just a really exciting time.
This classification means several things for the university.
This kind of means that not only are we providing access to a fantastic education for our students, and students who might not be necessarily able to afford going elsewhere, we're also providing those students with research and creative activity experiences that are much more typical of elite institutions.
And receiving this status wasn't an easy feat.
That years of strategic planning, investment in the institute infrastructure, along with all the hard work being done daily by faculty, staff, and administrators.
The university is already making plans for how to best maintain this R1 status and what to do moving forward.
Activities over the long term that will put us on a constant course of continuing to move better or farther into that R1 group. Increased federal funding is the main #1 goal.
And the R1 classification means big things for Kent State.
The R1 designation is going to be a big attraction now. That is something that resonates with people. It has a higher level of state.
Kent State is working hard to maintain this classification. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Alexa Blakely.
Thanks, Alexa. Now, Kent State has partnered with the company Spin to provide an e-bike and e-scooter sharing service in the city of Kent. The bikes and scooters are available to all Kent State students, faculty, and members of the Kent community. 100 bikes and scooters are available starting today and can be found in designated geo zones listed on the Spin mobile app. Pricing begins at $1 to unlock and 29 cents per minute while riding.
Kent State is the sole university to be recognized for its excellence and internalization by receiving the 2022 Paul Simon Award. Out of every college and university in the U.S., Kent State is the chosen recipient of the Paul Simon Award for comprehensive internalization, a prestigious award given to the university that excelled in a visionary and innovative approaches toward promoting internalization on campus this past year.
The Kent State Women's Center is planning to celebrate International Women's Day. The center will host several events on Wednesday, March 8th, in the Center for Undergraduate Excellence on the Kent State campus. Events will begin at 3 p.m. with a gallery exploring Women's Day celebrations around the world, followed by a panel discussion and service project. The Women's Center is also encouraging participants to share their experience with gender bias on social media using the hashtag #BreakTheBias.
Turn those clocks forward, Portage County. We lose an hour this weekend on Sunday, March 13th for daylight saving.
Hello there, Portage County. I'm Josh Aponte, and let's take a look at what weather is going on here in Kent. Right now, we're sitting at a chilly but mild 36 degrees. We got no precipitation going on right now, but it is a little bit cloudy out there. We do have a little bit of a breeze, though, 19 miles per hour. So you might need to get some jackets, get some hoodies, because, there's a little bit of a chill going on. Now let's take a look at some temperatures here in Northeast Ohio. Right now we're sitting, to those mid to upper 30s right now. 37 in Sandusky and Mansfield. We're sitting at 35 by Cleveland, 36 here in Kent. And then we got 41 down in Canton and in Youngstown. So, it's not looking too bad in Northeast Ohio. Now we're going to take a look at Ohio itself, see some temperatures going on here. We got 50 in Steubenville. It's looking pretty warm over there. 49 in Athens. And, it's not looking too bad here in Ohio right now. That's all I have for now, but make sure you stay tuned to see what weather we'll see this week. Let's send it back to the desk.
Thanks, Josh. There was a recent traffic stop over the weekend by the Portage County Sheriff's Office in Suffield Township that ended with an arrest, as well as the discovery of drugs, a gun, and a cut-off catalytic converter. During the stop, the Sheriff's Office learned the driver was wanted on warrant and was driving with a suspended license.
And the Portage County Sheriff's Department recently reported issues in its plan to purchase 4 used vehicles. The vehicles, a Jeep Wrangler, a Police Interceptor SUV, and 2 Ford Fusions, were intended to be used as undercover vehicles in the Detective Bureau. Recently, 2 of the cars broke down, which will cost the department substantially more than the previously agreed upon $50,000. The Sheriff's Department plans to use money from its budget to fund the purchase of these vehicles.
An Akron man pleaded guilty to stabbing 2 men to death in 2020. Jason Shockley was convicted of 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated robbery. Both men were found dead in their Akron homes. Shockley was taken into custody in Akron on May 22, 2022. He faces up to life in prison when he is sentenced next month on April 18th.
In keeping with Akron news, a man was apprehended Sunday at the Akron Museum of Art after allegedly breaking into the museum and starting small fires. The man broke through a window of the museum during operating hours and began to cut wires and start trash fires. The fire officials believe the man was armed with a knife and could have been accompanied by another individual. Charges have not yet been announced, and an arson inspector is investigating the incident.
The Supreme Court of the United States remains firm on their decision. Learn more on what that is next.
COVID-19 deaths reached a grim milestone today. The pandemic by the numbers after this short break. Welcome back. Now, several headlines have emerged from Columbus this week.
TV2's Laura Lemke has the rundown on the Ohio legislators' recent activity. Hi, Laura.
That's right, guys. Ohio Representative John Cross proposed a bill targeting college students and high school graduates aimed at lowering taxes. House Bill 514, named the Graduating and Retaining Ohio's Workforce Act, aims to incentivize young people to stay in Ohio. This bill comes after Ohio lost a congressional seat due to the lack of population growth and proposed 4 strategies to solve these issues. These strategies include a tax cut for local businesses providing paid internships and postgraduate students, as well as financial aid for those seeking to further their education after 2 years, and out-of-state college students. Keeping up with Ohio legislation, GOP lawmakers have proposed a bill prohibiting local government from banning short-term rentals. This bill is aimed at websites like Airbnb and Vrbo. Short-term rentals referring to any rental of a portion or all of one's home for less than 30 days. Co-sponsor and Representative Sarah Fowler Arthur said the bill is meant to protect the rights of private property owners. The Ohio Municipal League is against the bill, saying it violates constitutional homeroom powers. With the primary and general election around the corner, 28 people have applied to be Ohio's next chief of public education. Many applicants have addressed recent upheavals in public education, like COVID-19 restrictions and mandates, and controversies around how racism and slavery is taught in schools. Some of the candidates include former superintendents, U.S. Department of Education officials, and former vice president of the State of Education. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine announced the H2 Ohio initiative will invest $4 million to locate, remove, and repair toxic lead pipes in communities throughout the state. This investment is part of DeWine's comprehensive strategy to address lead hazards and prevent lead poisoning in Ohio. Lead water lines currently make up 6.1 million of the water lines across the country. Half of the investment will go to 6 communities with lead pipes that are ready for replacement. An estimated 500 pipes will be replaced. The other half of the investment will go towards identifying, taking inventory, and mapping existing pipes in the system that do not have the financial means to do so. And that wraps up Ohio News. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Laura Lemke.
Thanks, Laura. Blossom Music Center in Cuyahoga Falls has received an award from the EPA for its sustainability efforts. The amphitheater is one of only 7 venues to be awarded the WasteWise Award following the 2019, 2020, and 2021 seasons. According to owner Live Nation, the venue has worked to prevent 1.75 million pounds from reaching landfills through composting, recycling, and donation programs in the 2019 season.
The Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad has canceled all scenic rides through the national park due to an ongoing emergency riverbank stabilization project in Brecksville, near the Columbia Run picnic area. The CVSR, along with the Cuyahoga Valley National Park, decision to cancel the rides was out of caution to avoid any further disruption to the area until repairs are completed. The CVSR will instead offer a 1.5-hour National Park flyer ride from its Rockside station.
The Ohio State Fair is back for 2022, and the headliners for the fair's concert series have been announced. The concert series will feature Toby Keith, Nelly, Zach Williams, and comedian Gabriel Iglesias. Additional acts are also expected to be announced on March 21st and April 4th. All shows will be held at the WCOL Celeste Center in Columbus, and tickets go on sale Friday. And the Kent Lions Club and a Kent State sorority recently partnered up for a unique community fundraising event.
Our reporter Olivia Sharp has the details.
After a 2-year hiatus, the Kent Lions Club brought back their annual Pancake Festival fundraiser. The breakfast included pancakes, sausage, coffee, and juice, with dine-in or pickup available.
It looks like today we're going to serve probably between 500 and 600 people, and there's a lot. It takes a lot of people to do this and coordinate it, but we're happy to do it.
The Lions Club partnered with Kent State sorority Delta Gamma to raise funds for those who are visually impaired. All proceeds go to those in financial need for eye exams, eye care, and guide dogs.
28 great members here today helping serve people, plus the Delta Gamma girls, who this is their philanthropy too, eyesight. So they're helping us out.
The money that we make from this, it goes to eyesight, child diabetes, and those kind of things, pilot dogs as well. It's a community event. They support us, and we put the money out in the community where the need is needed.
This was the Lions Club's first major event since the start of the pandemic.
Well, it was one of those things that makes us a commitment to the public We've been putting it on every year except the last 2 years because of COVID virus. Consequently, we're back at it.
Reporting in Kent, Ohio, I'm Olivia Sharp.
Welcome back, Portage County. I'm Josh Aponte, and let's see what weather we'll be experiencing tonight. So, as I said earlier, right now we are sitting at 35 degrees, but we will see a possible chance of rain/snow coming later today. Later at 10 p.m., we're going to be a little bit more chilly at 32 degrees. Still going to be cloudy, going to look a little bit gloomy tonight. And around the same thing at midnight, same at that 32 degrees and also cloudy as well. So nothing too fancy that we're going to see tonight here in Kent. Now let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. So tomorrow we are going to have some snow, 31% chance of morning showers coming in. On Thursday, it's going to be partly cloudy, so we will see a little bit of that sun come in. Friday is going to be a 63% chance of rain showers, so get your rain jackets, get your boots, get ready for Friday. And then Saturday, we're going back down. The temperature's going back right down, and we are going to be having snow yet again, 55% chance of snow showers. And then Sunday, Monday, it's going to be partly cloudy. We're going to see the sun again. It's going to be quite nice. And now, let's take a look at a live weather radar going on right over here on Kent and Northeast Ohio. So we do see some precipitation over to the right, and then from the west, we do see some precipitation coming in as well. That's going to be that snow and that rain coming in later this week. That's all I have for right now. Make sure to follow us at Kent Wired for any news, weather, and sports updates. For TV2 Weather, I'm Josh Aponte, and have a great week, Portage County.
This year, our Department of Transportation will make available nearly $1.5 billion, yes, Administrator Regan, with a B, in grants to help cities and towns electrify their fleet of public buses, build infrastructure to support their fleet, and train workers to run it.
The Biden administration and the EPA announced a plan to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from heavy-duty vehicles. If approved, the plan would establish stronger emission standards for heavy-duty vehicles beginning with model year 2030. The plan would also aim to reduce emissions in medium-duty vehicles. This plan would mark the first change in EPA emissions regulations in the past 20 years.
The U.S. Supreme Court has rejected a bid to reopen Cosby's sexual assault prosecution. The court Monday left in place an opinion by Pennsylvania's highest court that overturned Cosby's sexual assault conviction. Cosby was convicted in 2018 for drugging and sexually assaulting a woman in his home in 2004 and was sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison. He was released from prison in June 2021 after the state Supreme Court overturned his conviction, ruling his due process rights were violated.
And the global death toll for COVID-19 reached 6 million on Monday, according to data from Johns Hopkins University. It comes 4 months after the world reached 5 million pandemic-related deaths. The U.S. has reported the highest number of deaths with more than 958,000, followed by Brazil, Russia, and Mexico.
Russia is intensifying attacks on residential areas in Ukraine. The United Nations says so far more than 1.7 million refugees have fled the violence. Isabel Rosales reports on just how far the West may be willing to go to counter Russia.
As anti-war rallies mount in Russia, Russian troops push in on key Ukrainian cities. The goal? Bombard cities into submission.
Дочка погибла в коляске. Меня вытащили и 2 внуков вытащили из-под завалов.
On the ground, Ukraine accusing Russia of violating a ceasefire agreement to allow for civilian evacuations. A Russian airstrike in a suburb of Kyiv Sunday killed an evacuating Ukrainian family, including children.
This is murder, deliberate murder.
Ukraine's president repeatedly calling on the U.S. and NATO to establish a no-fly zone over Ukraine, both rejecting this option.
The no-fly zone, that means that if Russian planes violate the zone that's declared, we shoot them down. And that runs the considerable risk of creating a direct conflict between our countries and Russia, and thus a wider war.
The West moving to counter Russia. Along the border, an airfield is serving as a weapons hub, according to a senior Defense Department official. A senior U.S. official saying the U.S. and NATO so far supplying Ukraine with nearly 20,000 anti-tank and anti-air missiles.
God will not forgive. Not today, not tomorrow, never. And instead of forgiveness, there will be judgment.
In Washington, Isabel Rosales.
The viral app TikTok is suspending new video uploads and live streams in Russia in response to the country's newly passed fake news law. Under the new law, anyone that spreads what Russia deems misinformation about its military could be subject to a 15-year prison sentence. Russian TikTok users not affiliated with the government have gone silent, as using words like war and invasion in the context of the Ukraine conflict could be a crime. TikTok says its in-app messaging service will continue to work in Russia as it evaluates the policy.
Get your bowl and spoon ready for National Cereal Day coming up after this break.
And the Kent State men's basketball team was in action over the weekend in their final home game of the season. Find out how they fared against the Buffalo Bulls after a word from these messages.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Great job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Good evening, Portage County. I'm Matt Corrali, and here is what's happening in the wide world of sports in our backyard and beyond. The Kent State men's basketball team took on Buffalo in their final home game of the year and took home a 75-60 win in front of the Mack Center faithful. The Golden Flashes honored seniors Andrew Garcia, Tervel Beck, and Justin Hamilton before the game and celebrated by clinching the #2 seed in the Mid-American Conference. Mack Player of the Week Sincere Carey led the way for Kent State in scoring with 20 points, while Malik Jacobs put in 16. The Golden Flashes will now head to Cleveland to take on Miami in the first round of MAC tournament play. And let's take a look at the bracket that the Golden Flashes find themselves in. Like we mentioned earlier, Kent State will take on the Redhawks, with the winner of that game facing the winner of the 3-6 matchup between Ball State and Ohio in the semifinals. Now, as a reminder, if the Golden Flashes win their next 3 games, they will win the MAC and will automatically secure a spot in the NCAA tournament. Kent State will take on Miami Thursday at 4 o'clock. The baseball team hit the road over the weekend to Clarksville, Tennessee to take on Austin Peay University in a 3-game set. The Golden Flashes swept the Governors to start a new winning streak for Kent State. Center fielder Austin Matthews led the way as he hit .700 with 2 homers and 8 runs driven in. Matthews had at least 2 hits in all 3 games, including a 3-for-3 effort in Saturday's doubleheader opener. Matthews' efforts led him to be named the MAC Player of the Week. Finally tonight, the Kent State volleyball team officially has a new leader at the helm. Athletic Director Randall Richmond announced earlier today, that four-time All-American and 2012 national champion Haley Eckerman will be the new volleyball coach here at Kent State. She previously served as an assistant coach at TCU last season and won that national title with Texas. For updates on the new hire and the team itself, you can follow them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And that will wrap things up for us at sports. For more TV2 sports coverage, including a look at high school playoff basketball, a MAC tournament preview, and coverage of college and pro sports, stay tuned for Sports Corner at 8 o'clock right here on KentWire.com. And follow us across all social media at TV2 Sports. For TV2 Sports, I'm Matt Corrali, saying when the ball flies in the air, TV2 Sports will be there. Good night.
Did you have a balanced breakfast today? If not, the day is still young. Today's national holiday when we come back.
Hayden, I can't speak. Who's gonna do the commercial if I can't speak?
I mean, I think the obvious decision is that I'm going to be the voice. I am, an ex-theater major.
Whatever, an ex-theater major. I am a theater major.
I have a theater performance minor. Mine is just as important.
I bring the entertainment to this show, so go ahead.
Obviously, it should be me, because ain't nobody as fierce as I am.
Oh, no. It should be me, because I'm a freshman. And obviously, freshmen are more important, right?
No, it should be us, because we're the oldest. Exactly. And we have Andy Joe. Hello.
Everybody wait. The only voice that should end this commercial is the College Voice, Fridays at 2 p.m. Now say it with me.
Watch the College Voice on Fridays at 2 p.m.
Welcome back. Now, Dolly Parton and best-selling author James Patterson have written a novel together, a thriller titled Run, Rose, Run. The book, out Monday, is a look at the challenges of trying to make it in the music industry.
Yeah, that's right. The novel focuses on Rose, a young country singer and songwriter from Nashville who is keeping a secret that could ruin her career. The character experiences difficulties as her star rises. Parton will be releasing a new album of original songs inspired by the book.
And if you enjoyed a bowl of cereal for breakfast this morning, you may have celebrated a holiday without even knowing it. Today is National Cereal Day.
The holiday is observed every March 7th to celebrate Dr. John Harvey Kellogg, the man who revolutionized the cereal industry in 1895 with Corn Flakes. So if you haven't yet today, make sure you grab a bowl, some milk, and your favorite flavor to participate in the celebration.
Now, Raygene, I am so excited for this Dolly Parton book. I'm not even kidding. I've been looking forward to it coming out. I love country music. I love Dolly Parton. What are your thoughts on this book coming out?
I think this is very exciting for her and James Patterson, and I am looking forward to those new songs that she plans on releasing in anticipation of the book. So that's really exciting.
Definitely. I really think that album is going to be interesting for sure. I actually watched an interview with the two authors yesterday on a morning program, and this is her first novel. She was really excited about it, and this is the first time Patterson has collaborated with an artist such as Dolly Parton.
Wow, that's amazing. And also National Cereal Day, so that's really cool. I really love me some Fruit Loops, so I might have to get some of that tonight.
I didn't eat any cereal today, but I think I might have to grab a bowl before the day is over.
Yes,
definitely.
yes.
Well, that is all we have for you this Monday evening.
When TV2 is off air, keep up to date on socials at Kent Wired and stay tuned for an all-new episode of Sports Corner. I'm Raygene English.
And Elias, Shingleton, have a great night, Portage County.
I feel like her heartbeat is same speed as mine, and I think we have this deep connection, this heart connection in her heart, that there's room for me and Mom. When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
She's really good with Anya. I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, it's gonna be cool. She's my superhero. Good job, kitty cat. When we adopted Lucky, we discovered all the wonderful things that make her unique.
Lucky's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly she's pure love.